What's up guys, and welcome to our Solvbet English channel with a new video of Play&Explain. But for the beginning I'd like you to present a couple of interesting products and other stuff we have, great stuff we have on our channel. So we have some regarding poker, we starting with preflop GTO ranges. So we have great preflop ranges. You take a look and see what's best for you, and then you can also then have a basis where you can practice and improve your game post-flop too. So post-flop solutions we have some simulations. Let's take a look. We have some MTTs simulations, and then we have also some GTO versus field heads up simulation and 100 until NL200 100 BB. Then we have also coaching offers. So we have uh, various coaches for MTTs and caches as well. Take a look of the coaches as well and see what fits you better, and yeah, then you can contact your favorite coach and look up for set up a meeting and get coached by our coaches. Then we have also very good poker deals for different poker rooms. Rakeback deals. They are also depending on your country where you're living on. You can check it out and see. You can see we have for the most of the common poker rooms. We have Pokerstars. We have 888 and another great poker rooms, and we have depending bet click, and depending on the platform, you see we have up to 40 up to 65%. And yes, this is also a great opportunity to get some money in addition to playing. Then outside Solvbet, we also have some sport betting deals, subscription bookmakers, and so on and so forth, and also some e-wallets solutions, different possibilities how you can use the e-wallets. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. You have here our contact dates, and we are happy to help you each other to get your answers and to improve on every aspect you are looking for. Then now let's jump into the action and see what we get here today. We are gonna play 3 tables of 1-2 on stars, and we hope to get some action. So let's jump in it. So pre-flop, I won't get that deep into details regarding the ranges. So they are start at six max cash game ranges, and I adapt a bit sometimes depending on the pool, depending on the villain, and so on and so forth. So yes, I will get in some details where we have some mixes regarding the action where we can call, we can 3-bet or 4-bet or fold, and so on and so forth. I will mention this. So besides this, like I said, there are standard ranges. I won't get in too deep into details, but pre-flop I try to explain as much as possible. Here we call the 3-bet pre-flop standard call against the small. We have back to flush draw, back to straight draw. It's pretty close. We can try to flow sometimes, but this time we're gonna fold. And here block, we're gonna call random bluff, and here of course we're gonna fold against the 4-bet. In this hand, so I tag this player as a tighter player, and also recreational. So the tags does not mean that I'm always correct with my assumptions. It just means that I took note of what I've seen so far. So sometimes they are even completely wrong. But until further notes and not further showdowns and so on and so forth, I'll just stick to the infos I do have. So I adapt on exploit sites on this part. So I hope to not be wrong too often, because whenever I'm wrong, I can deviate from the action I'm supposed to take, and I can lose a lot of EV. So in this case, like I said, it won't be the worst float with this hand, but I prefer against this tight player to not float. Here with 3-bet, we can call, we can 3-bet this hand. We have back flush draw, back to flush draw, so on this board we see bet range small. Here we called with a diamond. Easy call. We have very wide ranges, even on this carry board. I have a under pair, but we can improve or bluff some certain runouts. When I get check raised here, especially from a short staker, which I assume it's a recreational, he most likely doesn't have the right frequencies of 3-bet, and even so, if he does have um, uh, a bluff, he has a lot of outs, all of the gut shots and stray draws, and flush draws has a lot of outs against our underpair. So yeah, I prefer to just straightforward fold here. Here multi-way, we check range, check again, and let me talk about the other hand. So where it was this the deuces. So on the turn, here we take it to showdown. Let's take an action here. We are mostly forwarding. MP versus cutoff. This is very loose, but I don't care too much unless they are very good regs in the blind. So this is an unknown. This is a reg, but yeah, and we can check. We can bet this one with a flush draw. We want to fold out better hands and just bet. This is very interesting. So against a very funny player, what I marked him here, I would call, but he's short stacks. On the other side, he call, and we have great odds on calling here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call this overcall, because we are playing position against two players. He most likely is also a recreational, or he just called because he's a recreational. I don't know exactly what happens here. And against 2x shove, against two opponents, even with a heart, I'm not thrilled to call here. Even against this player, I could consider calling actually, but I cannot call there every time. So he call, I assume. No, we for what happened here actually? He call. Okay, so we just call, I assume. I missed action. I'm not sure what happened here. I assume he did call, and he, after c-betting and checking back, we just take it to showdown. We can block 10%, but I don't think he'll find that many bluffs. So if he bets, we just fall. We're just falling. Here four-way, we're gonna check. So here, let's talk about this hand again. Even I have a flush draw, and that's why I called mainly on the flop against the half pot exploitatively. He won't have that many bluffs, and when he does have some ace king high, he mainly will bluff the river through. So I don't like that too much to call here. That's why I fold it. Even against half pot, it's kind of needy, I'd say, after I check call the flop. But it was just an exploit against this player and against the size. So the size just screams of value to me. So I don't think he'll bluff with this size, with half pot size on the turn, never. Even he has already a nut flush draw and want me to call with one hand, one pair and a flush draw. I don't know exactly, but just screams of value. And here will block bet after he checks. Turn. He had king jack, but he could have had also some worse pairs. And let's see what he did have, the other guy, with where I had jacks. Tens. Here we're gonna squeeze smaller. So he did call, right? No, he 3-bet, he call. I 3-bet, he call, and the other guy call also. Okay. And here we check fold. And he we can bet half pot to make him fold some ace highs. We have the lower and the higher straight blockers, and we can follow up on rivers also sometimes, depending on the runout. But when he does raise, we are just gonna fold. Just gonna take some notes here. And nines against UTG 4-bet. It's a mix. We can call, we can fold on a mix. Given the fact that he is a recreational, as I tagged him, he would have almost no 4-bet bluffs here, so he's most likely having an overpair and ace king. So against that range, I prefer to fold here. Here also we can call, we can fold. Call would be some so low frequencies, I assume, but we're just gonna fold this time. Ace 4, maybe sometimes ace 3 off would be the bottom of my opening range regarding ace X offsuit on this button versus BB. And this board we can check back, we can bet. So we are not betting range here, but we are still calling sometimes. I mean c-betting sometimes, and here we're gonna click it back. with aces and hope to see a jam. So we do see just a call, and here we'll take it down to the showdown. We have some showdown value, even not that much. Yeah, or split with our a6 low. And here we can check, we can bet small. We'll go for with a small without ace flush blocker. We have a very aggressive recreational. We have a and also very fun player in the small blind, so we want to take a pot. We're gonna flat this time. We are not gonna 3-bet. So depending on how you are gonna construct your range, you can flat, you can 3-bet. If you want to implement the flatting range, nines is also mix, calling and 3-betting. This board we're gonna mainly check. With backdoor flush draw we can bet sometimes, but surprisingly we'll step more with offsuit combos than with suited, so we're gonna check it back. Here we're gonna check it back as well. And against the squeeze, we're just gonna ship it. We can forward, we can call sometimes, but yeah. And here against the size, we have and here we lose a flip and a bet, call some one time, and here against an overbet, pretty close, but given the fact that he's a recreational, we're gonna call one time, and here we're gonna just check it down. He did have Jack 10. And yes, like I said, I mean, the recreational are gonna overstep that turn after checking back because they assume I have nothing after I check. So that's why I did check there with some equity also. Here we can bet small, some 10%. And here after calling we can call. I mean, this player is, like I said, is very funny. We can call, we have an edge over on him. We can see what he's doing. Here, 3-bet pod, we just bet small. Yes, but I expected him to take these lines. Ace high without back to flush draw, we are just gonna fold this against the pot. So GTO wise would be definitely a fold. I mean, exploitatively I thought about it, maybe floating there. Here I could have block bet the turn again, and now I can block bet the turn, the river again for 10 if I after I checked back the turn, and maybe get a call, hopefully from worse hand. What is he really thinking on? And here king high, we're gonna bluff it. I mean, let me think about it. When he does check back twice, recreational or at least a weaker player, he's most likely have a showdown value. Otherwise, he would have bluffed. So I don't think I get him off ace highs or weaker pairs. So I don't bluff it. I don't like it to bluff it. Yes. Pretty sure I wouldn't have got him off an ace high there with a bet, unless I would have bet 2x or 3x pot, which doesn't make that much sense. against a squeeze from a weaker player and weaker player 2, we're gonna call this against, especially against that size. And we flop very good. Against the check, we'll see bet small. I mean, we'll bet small. And even he does have a lot of bluffs. We are blocking some of his bluffs, and we're not blocking diamond. And yeah, we cannot call over bet there. And he check call there. I'm not sure what he's check calling. He might have some tens, jacks. When he does have with a diamond, I want to give him the possibility to catch this. And when he checks, I'm pretty sure I block king and queen high flush, so I'm pretty sure he never has ace high flusher, so we're just gonna jam, hope to get a call by a diamond, nothing else. When he checks this favorable board where he should c-bet almost his entire range, I'm not too thrilled about bluffing it. And against a big bet, just ace bear, ace high, we're not gonna call. We're not gonna call against normal size on this ace queen. He might have some bluffs, but still not gonna call this. And here we're gonna fold against a call and a squeezer and a call to a squeeze. But we're gonna take a look at this this pot, what's gonna happen here. And I'm gonna start bluffing this hand. Can have some flush draws, some paired flush draw, a lot of stuffs, and gonna overbet bluff this. Has some 4x, which I block, but still not blocking none of his flush draws. I'm at the bottom of my range and I have a very good hand to bluff with. It's very important not to block his bluffs, his draws. And yes, he was also on the top of his range besides straight, so I didn't expect him to fold a set there. He shouldn't have had top pocket nines almost never, but yeah, he's a recreational and he did have this. And yeah, but I wanted to get him off a one pair hand mainly there, and I could have bet a bit smaller actually, maybe, Yeah, but it's a fine size. This is a very loose 3-bet, but with these positions, I mean against a tighter player, I can get a lot of faults. And here, after squeezing and getting called and overcalled, we're just gonna protect our hand, bet small, make them fold their ace highs or other hands. I'm just gonna take my equity here. He could be checking back with some good hands, so I'm not gonna step yet. And here checking down. Thinking on check raising, but I don't think I accomplished much against this player. And just gonna check call. And now we're gonna donk bet and hope to get called by some lower pairs. We can even donk big actually. I donked very small exploitatively because I don't want him to fold a pair. But actually when I'm gonna donk, I could also donk very big when on a king. These low pairs we're gonna mix call and fold there, as well as open actually. But this deuces to fours, we're gonna mainly call them when we open them because we are not gonna open them all the time. And here we can call or 4-bet. Let's roll it. This is a very aggressive reg, and we're gonna 4-bet it. I mean, this is king 10 off, button versus small blind, depending on the range, depending on the player. I mean, we don't beat anything anymore here. I don't think he'll bluff into two people with this size, so we're just gonna fold a jack here. I mean, this king 10 off is depending on, like I said, depending on the ranges on the pool and on the players. You can mix all three options: fold, call, and 4-bet. This ace-high board, big blind versus small blind. He should check a lot. He's supposed to bet range, and when we bet, we do bet very big, so we don't block bet. Yeah, I mean we don't bet small. So with backdoor straight or backdoor flush draw, we can start betting big. So we're gonna bet big, ace 9, ace 10 plus offset, and then the draw. We get there. So after he check calls, he could have a 6 and a pair and a ace, low ace. He didn't want to bet, or he checked on and on a 6. This is not a very good card, so we're just gonna check back and maybe bluff the river, depending. Here we can the same thing. We can mix calling and 4-betting, so we're never folding. Ace 10 off. Trying to get to showdown. And here losing, but we are not bluffing this combo, so on this run out it's not a very good combo to bluff. Very interesting river. So he should have bet already by the river all of his flush draws, but we have showdown value, so we are not turning this ace 10 off into a bluff here. I would have turned other hands better hands, I mean with less showdown value, but I don't think we are gonna bluff this one. So yeah, so even he might bluff the river after checking twice. I don't think we can call here, or at least not that often. Yeah, we're gonna fold this time. Here we can block again or bet big. Or even check. Let's check this time. And recreational bets 60%. We are not convinced yet to fold, and we're gonna call it. And of course we're gonna call this and win even with a better jack. So I'm not sure what he did bluffed. He did bluffed diamond and didn't pull it through. No, he did bet sevens without diamond. I mean, very strange. I'm not sure if it would have been it was intended to be a value or a bluff. I'm not sure. And on this Ace King board, UTG. I mean, it was not UTG. I mean, usually UTG and MP you'll have a lot of overbets regarding of your hand. And against a 4-bet, we're not thrilled, but we are gonna call this time. So even with this position cut off, I can overbet sometimes. So we are blocking a lot of his calls, but still can overbet some of the times. We're checking range here, especially multi-way. And against the check is very interesting, but with I do think I'm gonna take a free card. No reason to bet here. He's mainly trapping or just checking an ace-5 suited, or I don't know, all kings, or I'm not sure what. And after checking, he block bets. Usually we have, I mean, GTO will have a clear, crystal clear call, but exploitatively against this player with this line, I don't think I can call this. So I don't think it brings me that much EV, so I'm just gonna fold. And very interesting run out. With the diamond we can call sometimes, but on King Jack not that much. We prefer to call on low board, at least on just on one overcard. I'm not sure what he's betting, so he doesn't represent that much, but I don't think he bluffed that much either. So very strange lines. Bright line there. After checking back and then on 4 to trade, bluffing, I mean betting there, so he's not supposed to have any 3. I mean, he's a regular. I'm not sure why he called in the first place, maybe of the recreational on the small blind or big blind, but yeah, very strange line. If it was a recreational, yes, they could have all the tricks there, but reg, I'm not sure he would call with any 3 there, and I'm not sure why he would bet anything else. On this board and against this size, we'll definitely call nines and hope to for him he doesn't have a better pair, because against this very aggressive player I don't think we can fold unless another overcard gets there on the river. And against the same player we're gonna mainly 4-bet King Jack suited. What happened here? I did open. Mainly we'll have big bets on this board, but exploitatively, without back to flush draw, I just prefer to give it up this hand. So I did open 3-6 suited. It was a mistake here. I wasn't paying that much attention. And here we are gonna try to bluff this. Now on an ace when he checks back, and here we're not gonna call. And getting there with a jack, I don't think we have a value anymore, and I don't think he'll bluff that much anymore. So I expect him to check ace x low back and anything else also. So when he bets, I'm happy to fold. Yeah, pretty much expecting to have an ace there when he calls the bet on the turn. And here being priced in uh, against this squeeze, not happy, but against the whale with this stack size, we're just gonna call and give him uh, give him the money to be happy to be gambling more. I'm gonna bet big again. So yes, calling there wasn't great, but like I said, being on stream and gambling a little bit with 10 BB, not gonna hurt anyone. Easy call on the turn. And I might be bluffing the river. He overbets again. I'm not sure why he does overbet again, because I take this line also with my Jack 10 all the times, almost all the times. But being a wicked player, I don't want to bluff him, so I'm just gonna give up. So I'm gonna sit out next big blind. We didn't have crazy action today, but we had some couple of interesting hands. Gonna see a bit range small on this board. interesting turn. The problem here is I don't expect that many falls from him on a barrel, triple barrel, so I prefer to just take a free card, because if he has an 8 or an overpair to an 8, even an underpair, I don't expect him to fall that much. And here, not sure if he can value bet anymore, because he will check any pair and small pair, so we just take it short on to win against maybe some ace high floats. Oh, or he had ace jack suited, a better flush draw, so we would have definitely not got a fall there on the turn. So I hope you enjoyed the action today. So let me know what you're thinking on, what your thoughts are on my play. Can write there in the comments. If you did like it, just don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to our channel. And if you're also interested in coaching, you can find me on the coaching side on Solvbet. You can see my offer. You can find me also on Discord, and also follow me on my channel on YouTube. You can see all the details there. And with this, I just call it a session and see you in the next video.